Hi guys, I'm Bubsy, and in this video I'm going to show you how we add health and hunger. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different because this I had already done and apparently we lost the recording. I have no idea where it went, that's of course my mistake. So I'm just going to go through essentially the setup that I've made because it is extremely simple. Under normal circumstances I'd probably delete it and redo it, but this is very easy to do. So the first thing that I did was I set up a hot game object that of course scales with the whole screen and covers the entire canvas. And then under this, I just set up some sliders. You literally just do that by right-click UI, and then I've set up the sliders. And the sliders you can of course set up and design and whatever, however you like. This is not a UI tutorial, so I'm not going to show you, how these are set up. It's just basic Unity UI. And then we went ahead and made a HUD manager. So we made a HUD manager script and I plopped that onto the parent here. It doesn't matter where this is located really, could be anywhere. And opening up the HUD manager, it's extremely simple inside. So all I do is re-reference the two sliders, the health slider and the hunger slider. Then in awaken and destroy, of course, we do the instant handler registering and unregistering. And then we just have some methods here so we can easily set the different values. So for example, like the max health, the max hunger, and the current health and current hunger. And that's really as easy as that. We just change the slider max value and we change the slider value depending on the method. That's all pretty easy. Now, the next thing we went ahead and did was we gave the player some health. So there is a player health script. I'm not sure if we had this previously. I don't think we did. Once again, it's very simple. It's a network behavior script. Be mindful that the HUD manager is a mono behavior. There's nothing networked about it. Now, the player health script just has a few variables. We have the max health, max hunger, and the decay rate for the hunger. This is obviously what starts taking health over time. So you can see when I start, you can see that the health starts, the hunger down here starts going down slowly. So that's the decay rate. And then I have just some things so we could serialize an editor. That's why I've given them the per read only, just so we could see the current health and current hunger, just so you can always see if the UI matches. And then I also did a bit of a lazy integration here, but it does work. I just made a public static player health, that is the local player health. And then when we are the owner, we set it to this. That's pretty basic stuff, but it's just so you can easily get the player health from anywhere. And as you can see, this is gotten from the food when we try and consume the item. That's what it's used for. But we'll get to that in a little bit. I also have a hidden int for the current hunger, just so we can have it as an actual integer value. And we can track that behind the scenes. All right, and then of course, so moving on, we of course enable it depending on if we're the owner or not, because we don't want it taking the health if we're not the owner. And then we of course return if we're not the owner. Then as I mentioned, we set the local health, and we also just make sure to set our health and hunger levels to what it is initially. And then what we also do is we get the instance of the HUD manager, and then we set the max health, set the max hunger. This only has to be done once. And then we just also set the values. This is what we'll do every time. For example, every time the hunger ticks, we want to set it. The reason for this hunger int is also so that we can go down one number at a time. I don't want to unupdate all the time, have to update the UI. So essentially only if the hunger and the and the hunger int doesn't match, then we sort of count it down. I hope that makes sense. And that's basically it. So this is all the on spawn setup, and then of course on despawn we just make sure that we set the player health to null again. It shouldn't really matter, it should be null when it's destroyed regardless, but it's just good to always have the safety and clean up your stuff after you. Then I've made some methods as well so we can easily add hunger, and you can do the same thing for health. I just haven't in this case because we didn't need it yet. We haven't needed any healing. As you can see, it's just a method called add hunger, and it has sort of the amount of hunger to add, and as you can see, it'll just add it to it. If it's above the max hunger, we'll just limit it to the max hunger, and then we'll also set the int from this value, and then once again we'll just set the UI. You could possibly just make a method for this to make it even easier to just get the HUD manager, but either way this should work. You can see here in update, we first of all just make sure if the current hunger is less than or equal to 0, we just set it to 0 and return, just as sort of a level of safety. And then alternatively what we do is we take the current hunger and we run it down by the decay rate. This is why it's a float, so we can sort of count it down slowly. And then this happens over time. And as you can see here, this is where we check essentially if the current hunger is less than the current hunger integer. It means that we've gone sort of a tick down, if that makes sense. And then we set the current hunger integer again to the new value. And then we'll also, once again, just set the UI. And that's basically it. There's not much to it. It looks like a lot of code, but it's really not. Just this whole setting of UI takes up a lot of space in here. But that's really it. And it's as easy as that. And now we come to the actual item implementation. This is where it becomes a little bit more interesting. So going into my scene here, I made this apple where you can see we just have a food script. And now before you make this food script, we got to look at how this is even set up. So going back to the item class, you can see on the item, I've made a public virtual void that's called consume item, and then also a public virtual void that's called can consume item. And this is defaulted to false. So this returns a bool and it's just defaulting to false. This is because we don't want everything to be food. Only what we actually mark as food should be food. So with these set up, what we can now do is we can go into the food script, or we can make the food script, and we can just inherit that from item. And you can see we can then give it whatever valuables we want. We could also make a healing item and then it'll be health restored or whatever. That'll be pretty easy. The consumable system will all look alike. And then you can see it restores 30 hunger. And you can see in the consume item method, we essentially call whatever should happen when the item is consumed. And you can see here, in this case, we get the player health, local player, add hunger, and hunger restored. And we should probably, for good measure, actually just make sure that this is null. So if this does exist, then we call it. And then you can see also we just overridden the can consume item and we return true. That's very simple as well. So now we have essentially the item set up, and the very last thing that we now need is on the player inventory itself, we need to be able to consume items. So in the update loop, we made another input just similar to how we made the use item key. We now also made one with the consume item key. In my case, I believe I just set it to the right click button, but we can check that in Inspector. But as you can see, then if we click the consume item, then it'll consume item. First of all, it'll check, do we have something in hand? If not, we return. Then it checks, can we consume the item in hand? If not, we return. And then lastly, we just go ahead, we consume the item, and we also remove that item from the inventory. And it should really be as easy as that. I hope I missed nothing. Essentially, I wouldn't miss anything. But you can see I just went ahead, gave this apple the food item, of course, set it up on the inventory again. So in this case, we have the all item scriptable. You can see I made sure that the apple is in here. And what you can essentially see now when we get in here, just wait a little bit. Actually, where's my player? My player's out here. We can set the hunger decay rate to maybe like 10, just so you can see it go a little bit quicker, and then back to 1. So now you can see we've lost a lot of hunger. Now if I go ahead and I pick up the apple, drag and drop it down, equip it, and then I hit right click, boom, there you go. Now you can see we gained 30 health. And it's really as easy as that. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry about the bit of a different format. I hope it wasn't too confusing. And I know I went through it quickly, but I hope I still did an okay job at explaining it. It's not my intention to confuse you guys with these setups, but I hope this was simple enough that the format worked. Otherwise, of course, I won't do it again. So let me know in the comments what you think about the format. Other than that, I just hope you have a wonderful day. Keep living the dream, and I'll see you in the next one.